because making their grand appearance for the first time at the Madison Square Garden this Friday night will be the Hawk, the Animal, the Legion of Doom, and as their partner, the Ultimate Warrior and Demolition. What odds, Demolition, of a chance do you believe that you have in destroying the LOD or the Ultimate Warrior? Demolition, I say, he says, and the Ultimate Warrior says, no odds. Tell him, Hawk. I ain't never fought anybody in the Garden before. It's gonna really hit home. Especially when I bury my fist down your stinking throat. Any one of you, Demolition. How do you think you're gonna stand up to the LOD and the Ultimate Warrior? I suggest you get a frontal lobotomy and think about it, because the Ultimate One is right before us at this very time and ready to explode. Tell him in Madison Square Garden, those with the sickest intelligence that they shall not have, and those doomers with the lowest form of pitifulness that they do not understand will represent us as we, Demolition, take you down in the darkness that they understand, that I understand, and that you will forever understand.
We had, say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's
word attack skills and vocabulary too. All the hits in the disc edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Yo, everybody, we are back at it again. Keith and Keisha with another Ring Time Pro Wrestling. Keisha, say hi to the people.
Hey, everybody. What up, though? Hey. Okay, that's enough of that.
We are in the house, ready to talk about some professional wrestling. Another interesting week in the WWE. Keisha, we got a new Universal Champion.
Ooh, boy, that was, ooh, yeah.
People got double-crossed and triple-crossed and over-crossed to get there.
Right.
The IWC went crazy, and we're going to talk about it because some people talking smack, and I'm ready to smoke some smack about some people, Keisha. And you know, usually I don't drag people through the mud, but this week I'm going to drag some people through the mud.
Ooh,
Not any performers. Not any performers. Other so-called journalists, other people who get notoriety in this wrestling game, go have to hear it this week. Why I gonna say go have to hear it? Because I doubt they listen. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if I was riffing and beefing, but I doubt they listen. But hey, if this audio makes it their way, fuck you in advance.
Damn.
But yeah, it's like that this week, Keisha. It's like that this week.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't had my coffee, so it's like that this week.
Oh, see, no, we're not. Keith, why are we starting like this now? I don't understand. Why haven't you had your coffee? I'm going to need you to go ahead and handle that, bring it down a notch, you know. People, y'all understand the severity of this situation? Well, not really. Let me get my life together, because I know I'm the one that didn't have my coffee. That's what that is.
Yeah, let's talk about some wrestling. Monday night, we kick off the show. We got our Fatal 4-Way participants all in the ring, and for our usual scheduled chaos.
Right.
Because whenever you have 4 people who are going to participate in a championship match, or 2 people for that matter, who are going to participate in a championship match, they're going to fight, right? I mean,
right,
that's
of course.
Trope. I mean, I don't think we've decided that we're going to stop doing that, so they're going to fight. And they fought.
Yeah, they did. And it wasn't any level of expected, you know. So it you just was waiting for that moment, waiting for that right moment for it to combust. That's all it was. It was like, ooh, who's gonna hit who first? yes. And then it just kind of went down, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The guys were there. They all look legitimate, right? Like,
right.
I'll see that. They are. They were fair in presentation.
I mean, after that, I really didn't know, because I really didn't know how to pick a winner. Because, hell, they all were winners in my eyes. But, four people can't be champions, so it was just weird. It was weird.
Yeah, like, you do know somebody had to be taken out, but we'll get to that later on in the show.
Of course.
Jericho took on Neville, and Neville fell victim to the walls of Jericho.
Oh, did you see that knee? Ah, ugh, that hurt. I'm sorry, that hurt. That knee was grinding into his neck. Oh, I would have tapped too. Like, it hurt, man. Okay, I'm sorry. That I had to throw that in there because that was all those. Ooh. That was Jericho was just a little beat. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting because I wondered what was going to happen next to Neville. I still think he's an extremely talented individual that they don't know what they're doing with right now.
Right.
And I can say that successfully for like half the roster. And I thought the brand extension would help with it, but it's just kind of shown that like we got these guys and we got this TV time, but we don't know how to really put it all together.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, so I mean it's kind of interesting, and I'm still trying to see how it's gonna work out. But yeah, Neville is definitely in that mix of people. I'm like, yeah, how are we going to maximize this young man?
Right.
But any thoughts on that match besides the meme and?
I thought it was a good match personally. I mean, I didn't see anything that made me feel like, oh, well, this was kind of, I just thought that he looked good. I thought that Neville looked good. Let me specify. I thought he looked good. I thought that Jericho was awesome. It's a really great mix of two people. It's kind of weird to me, their mix of style in itself, but I don't know. I guess I didn't know what to really expect at first when they even announced it, but I thought it was a good match in general, I thought they are very compatible with each other. So it was just awesome. But that ending was it for me. Like, I mean, yeah. I really expected, I didn't know what to expect at first, like, seriously, but that was just, So, and it's funny because I actually thought Neville was going to win, but yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I thought, here's the thing. I don't know what's happening with Jericho, how long he's going to stick around, or if he's just going to be around for a while, man. I've kind of like gave up on hey, Jericho will be going, because all the rumors and all the information I got that's been just totally categorically false. Every time I was like, yeah, man, he ain't going to be back next week. He's still here. Right. So I done gave up. You're not going to hear me report about it. No more dirt sheets for me. And look, that's something too. Hey, man, the gossip in wrestling just went out of hand. It is flying everywhere. And I'm just saying, bruh, like, we need to fact check some of this stuff. Like, we got to be responsible in these streets. We can't just be talking about people's personal lives and backstage politics without some kind of, like, reverence, like, some kind of, like, hey, this might be not true. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, y'all out here putting people out in the street that it may not be that real.
Yeah, you really need to fact check that. Like, seriously, y'all really need to make sure that the things that you are saying are even remotely true. You know, don't sit there and just be throwing stuff out there because you heard it. You know, I deal with that too much, you know, in real life. I don't really need people, you know, in my real life. I really don't need to be reading about it. Because once it's out there, then everybody sees it, and they're like, oh, ooh, did you hear this? Did you see that? But none of it's true. And it's like, no, that don't need to be that way. You know,
Right.
just, no. Can you please check your sources before you report something? How about that? Oops. Nah, I done got in on it. Oh, well. It's the truth, though. I'm just saying. I can't. I read too much of that all the time, and it doesn't need to be that way. Because, of course, I'm looking at it. If I'm looking at it and questioning it as soon as I see it, then that's everybody else. But, of course, people are going to read what you report, and they're going to think, oh, you know, hey, did you hear about this? And then it spreads. And then there's something that you're going to have to go back and correct after the fact. You don't want to be that person. Just save yourself the trouble. Do it right the first time. Okay, let me stop. Let me get my life together.
No, it's all good. Like I just said, it was just a point I felt like making. So,
I understand it.
you know, back to Raw, right? One thing I really liked that they did for the show was they did some profiles on the championship competitors. Like all 4 competitors had individual profiles that aired throughout the night. And I thought that was
greatness.
We've said it 1,000 times on this show. They're the best at video packages.
Yeah, like,
right.
I was intrigued.
Before something happened to me, because I want to be alive to see it, I will be a WWE video package. No, man, because I don't want it to happen when I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to be like, you know, famed wrestler journalist passes away. Here's the video package of Key Hope. And they start coming up with stuff. Like, I want to see something while I'm alive. Also, I called myself famed wrestling journalist. So, yeah, that just happened. So,
hey,
but if you believe it, you can achieve it. So, I'm gonna say it. That just happened in this show, and
right.
It might be my new hashtag on Twitter, famed wrestling journalist.
I am not dealing with you.
Me the fame, but I just took it. So
trust me, they're gonna throw that into your excuse me. They're gonna throw that into your video package, and that's how it's gonna start off.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just saying I would like something of that effect, and I think I should have one before I go. And I'm telling them now before the future contributions come on and they be late to the bandwagon. We can jump on it now and get this thing rocking and rolling. There's some good footage of me playing college football somewhere. I'm just saying, great people at SUNY Canton and at SUNY Mooresville. I mean, we can really do this thing up. I'm sure there's some archival footage of me wrestling at Pontiac Northern. I'm just saying, let's get it all together and make one big bang up presentation. That's all, man. Like I said, I want the WWE video team to really do me a video package. But yeah,
every level awesome.
Yeah, the competitors really they made you buy in, right? So the New Day took on the New Day with Bayley. Bayley hung out with the New Day.
That was awesome, Keith. Like, whoever thought of that needs a raise. They need to be promoted or something. Like, oh man, that was greatness. Like, I was too excited when I seen it. Especially when Bayley got back there, she marked out for the New Day in the back. I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, I'm sorry. They had me excited. I was like pumped. if that didn't help me get through Raw, I don't know what did. I swear to you, that was my favorite Raw moment of the night. Like, just them getting together. It was like, it was so excited. Oh, man. Okay, I'm sorry. Just thinking about it got me all over here, like, just tripping. I'm tripping out right now. Because it was the best combination of a mixed tag team that I thought that they've come up with as far as like excitement goes.
Yeah.
Like,
now, I'll say this: Dana Brooke paired with the Club was a nice pairing too.
Yeah, it was. I give them that. It fit.
Now, you want to hear a wrestler rumor?
What's the wrestler rumor?
I haven't confirmed this, and I'm not going. That's why I say it's a rumor. And I can contact the people involved, but I'm not going to contact them on no bullshit. Because I'm trying to get them on the show. So, they said Amber Gallows, Luke Gallows' wife, who some of y'all know from New Japan as the Bullet Babe, was not happy with the Dana Brooke pairing with the Club and is upset.
She's upset? Why would we be upset?
Yeah. Now, this is some dirt sheet shit.
Of course.
Myself personally, I don't buy it. I mean, it can be true, but I don't buy it, right? Here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, some people, because of the business and things that have happened, don't like the pairing of, different people. But I don't know this to be true.
Yeah,
I'm not going to cause any dispersions on what Luke Gallows. I'm not going to say, and I'm sure Amber she's a very, very professional woman. And I don't think she tripping either. So, that's what I'm saying. These wrestling sites, man, they need to check their rumor mill. That's all.
It does sound very far-fetched and ridiculous, so, considering the circumstances of the situation. But, yeah, whatever. That's what my attitude towards, okay, whatever. Like, can we really talk about something that matters? Like, seriously? I can't deal with it. Why everybody gotta be mad at everybody? Like, for real, though. Oh, let's talk about their match, though. Like,
yeah. Oh, it was a good match. Intense. It was back and forth. It was fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I watched that with Leah. Because one, she's a huge Bayley fan. Like, Bayley's probably her favorite wrestler right now. And I get it. She 10. You know what I mean?
All right.
So the colors, the ribbons, like, she digs the ribbons because, she's real big into, like, putting stuff in her hair and bows and stuff like that. So she's really into the ribbons. So Bayley works out for her. And with New Day, which is just a pile of fun.
Right.
I just thought, it worked out for them. I was like, okay, this is where we should be. And it was a very fun pairing. Now, I like Sasha Banks with New Day. I like when Team Bad and Team New Day hook up. I think that's one of the greatest mashups of all time. And, of course, Black People Bad, Black People Magic is my thing. But,
of course.
But, yeah, Bayley and the New Day, it looked very natural. But like I said, Dana Brooke with the Club looked very natural too.
It did. I do give you that. It did. It fit.
Quiet as kept. I'm just gonna throw this out. Dana Brooke is stacked over here.
You ain't got no sense. Just stop.
Dana Brooke, boy, she thicker than a nigga. I'm just saying.
Just why, Keith? Like, for real. Just why?
What? Like, I'm the only person who noticed it.
Hey, you're not. And I'm pretty sure there's plenty of others just like, yeah, you're right. But still, you ain't got no sense.
I'm just saying, she can roll me around for a few drills anytime.
I'm not dealing with you. You mean her and her biceps? She has huge biceps.
Yeah, she has huge biceps and pectorials also.
Yeah, Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Anyway. I'm not the more true.
Anyway. So Cesaro goes down 2-0 to Sheamus in their best of 7.
I was mad. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, come on, Cesaro. I do not need Cesaro to lose this series.
I don't think lose series. I think that what they're going to do is book this as the great comeback, right?
Right.
So Cesaro is probably going to go down 2-0. He'll win 1. He might even tie it up, and then it goes 2-2, right?
Right.
Then it goes back down 3-2. You know what I mean? Then Cesaro got to sweep the last 2. Or he may go down 3-0 and have to come back and win all 4. Like they're gonna create some drama with this, right?
Of course. Yeah.
But the winner of this is the title shot. So, and all this is health precluding, right? So the thing is, you have to stay healthy for this to work out.
Right.
Because I've seen best of 7 series where somebody gets hurt, then they got to sub in somebody else. So you got to stay healthy. But these are 2 vets, and 2 talented vets, and honestly, 2 guys that would make interesting matchups with the current champion.
Yeah, that is true.
But 2 interesting matchups. One guy has history, one guy doesn't, but we'll see how that goes, right? Braun Strowman got another squash win.
Something interesting that I listened to in the last couple of days that I would suggest everybody listen to is Braun Strowman on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. This was not one of their, specials on the network. This was him on his podcast. Because I don't know if you will know, but he still does his podcast outside of the network. So, but of course, it's now family friendly because of, the WWE and everything. But yeah, please listen to Braun Strowman on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast. Is utterly awesome. Like, I didn't know, he sounds the way he looks. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah, like, Braun Strowman's voice is, like, really deep, and it's like, yeah, man, because I was just, it's like, he sounds the way, to me, he sounds the way he looks. So, but you find out very interesting information about him and his past and, his wrestling history and all that. So it's the most you'll ever hear Braun Strowman talk because, of course, we know Braun Strowman's character doesn't speak. Like, he gets out there, he's tough, he's big, he beats the shit out of somebody, and he's done. So
I think here's with Braun, he's got to learn a little bit more.
Right.
And he's got to diversify his moveset. But he has the size, and he has the look. Even though some people on the internet like to try to bully folks and talk about their body image. Hey,
Lord help me.
This is what I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing about that man I wouldn't say to his face, and I'm not saying nothing bad to that man's face.
Exactly.
So
nope.
I'm pretty sure the rest of y'all ain't either. And I'm like 6'1", 270.
And man,
a lot of y'all like on this internet, right? So
right.
I probably would have a glass of shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
that's a huge man. Oh, that's a huge man. Like, nope. No. In all honesty, I wouldn't anger any wrestler personally. I just wouldn't go that route. Nope. I think that I'm good on it. So, but I don't understand why you would do that with Braun Strowman anyway. I think people are really like disillusioned by like TV. They look at TV and they look at him on TV and they're like, oh man, he ain't that big or whatever. But I'm like, do you not hear them when they talk like about the descriptions of these people? Like, I listen to that very carefully. When they say this person is like 6'5" and 270, like I'm hearing that. Like all that is in tune in my ear. Like I'm like, are you serious? You know? So they don't matter what they look like on TV, trust and believe in real life. They're that big. They're this person. So yeah.
I mean, you see them stand next to the Big Show?
Right.
Enough said.
You know?
Enough said, man. No. You don't want no problems, big fella.
Yeah, right. Mm-mm. And you know, it's some fool out there like it's some fool that's like the jobber in the ring with Ron. It's like, yeah, you know, with my heart and my soul, I can take him. You know, I feel like I got this, and I can. Are you serious? Like, they're looking like, dude, are you for real? No, you can't. You can't do that. Like, I'm glad you have guts and all that, but yeah, that's not working for you. Like this is just not gonna work for you. So no, don't do that. This is not a fairy tale. You don't have that kind of courage, sir. Just not. Let it go. It's okay. Let's continue, please. Okay.
But, you know, that's what's going down. Paul Heyman comes out to address Brock Lesnar's action as addressed by Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Where it gets weird when Paul Heyman brings out the $500 in ones and starts throwing them at Steph.
Like she's some kind of stripper.
Yeah. And even though she would have danced, okay. Nothing though. She might be my boss one day. I'm not going to say that. Keith, stop it. Stop it.
Really?
Stop it, I said. Stop it. No, do not say that on this air.
What did I do? Man, all right, whatever. Whatever, man.
Anyway, so he throwing the ones at her. And I am so confused with the character of Stephanie McMahon. And what I mean by this is that, all right, since she's came back and she started working with Shane, I never know when she's a heel or babyface.
True.
I mean, I think she's heel by nature and by how they run her out there, but then she does like this was a babyface vulnerable situation.
Right.
She called a guy out. Well, see, here's the thing. The heel thing she did was she gave him a $500 fine.
Right, which was ridiculous.
You would give a $500 fine to damn JTG.
Right. Like,
David O'Tucker. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Jinder Mahal.
Right.
Who's back in the WWE?
Yeah, when did that happen? Somebody, please.
Hey, man, they need some bodies for this new brand extension.
Yeah,
Kurt
I see
Hawkins
that.
coming back.
Yeah, I was like,
Kurt Hawkins.
Right. I was like, when did this happen? Hey, did you see this? Have you read his specs and his vignettes? They are ridiculous.
Yes. We'll talk more about that when we get to SmackDown, but yes. I almost take some of those.
That was actually
that man walked through rain and did not get wet. That is a fact.
They named the street after him, but nobody crossed it because nobody crossed Kurt Hawkins and lives. Like what? Okay, all right. Seriously. All right.
So, can I tell you I'm officially 200% tired of Titus O'Neil and Darren Young?
You? Man, look. Why? Like, seriously? I just want to know. Like, why? What was the point? For real? And why is Titus out there beating up Bob Backlund? Can we not do that? Like, that's really just not okay.
Like, yeah, he gonna beat up an old man every week? Like, that's what we about to do?
Right. That's just not okay. That's not okay at all. Like, I was like, who? Who decided this was fine? Like, no, you need to be fighting.
Nobody's interested. You know what I mean?
No, this is retarded.
You gave Darren Young, you paired him up with a Hall of Famer, Bob Backlund, right?
Right.
I would think the idea is to give him a push. And you push him, or you go make him great again, and he'd go after like a mid-card belt. But it's not happening. And they just gonna put him in matches with Titus, and it just don't ever really work out. And nobody's interested in either guy.
No. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm like, are you serious? I don't even know why they brought this back. Like, no.
Titus got to work in-ring stuff more. And he's a big guy, but he's built kind of weird.
Yeah, he is.
Because don't he like he about to gallop like a horse?
Keith, where do you get this stuff from? Like, seriously?
I'm just saying, like, he got some horse-like features. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say that nothing else is about the man. He just got some horse-like features.
Look, I can't deal with Titus. Personally, it's not even like the way he looks. It's something about his personality that is lacking, you know? Like, I don't know what it is, but it's really something about his personality that lacks severely. And it's like, I don't necessarily like to hear him speak half the time. It's like, dude, are you for real? Like, no. Because as big as you are, like, you are not intimidating. Like, I don't really get it, personally. And him beating up Bob Backlund ain't helping him. Like, it's just not. You know? I think we've seen Titus and Darren one too many times in the past anyway. So it just doesn't make sense. Like, personally, I'm not with it.
Right.
Yeah, they can do better with the both of them.
Right. So let's go Fatal 4-Way, Keish. We got a Fatal 4-Way. Big Cass, Kevin Owens, my man Roman Reigns. No, he's not my man. Seth Rollins. Don't be Seth Rollins. Who wins? All right, so I didn't know it was an elimination format.
I didn't either at first. No, I didn't either at first. Just to throw that out there. Me and you were both in the same boat, so was not aware.
I thought it was a good showing for Cass. I like Enzo, brought him down, showed his support, did his spit on the mic.
Right.
And then left. But I thought it was a good showing for Cass. I didn't think for his first time in the main event that he looked out of place with those guys.
No, not at all. Not at all.
He held his own. This guy has a future as a big man.
He does.
Right now, the big man future is in good hands. Because, a lot of big men haven't came through the pike. So, there's a huge gap in years. So, like, a guy like Cass, a guy like Corbin, they have bright futures.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. They don't really look displaced in the ring. I think that's something that has been a big guy syndrome. It's like they get in the ring and they always look out of place. Like they're just not, they're like fumbling around looking like they're not supposed to be there. And it's really weird looking. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're a big dude, but you don't know, do you really know this is for you? It's just really retarded, but he doesn't. I thought Big Cass looks awesome. I think he looks awesome in the ring, personally. So I actually was excited about him being in this Fatal 4-Way.
Right. So, like I said, Cass didn't look out of place, but he was the first man eliminated.
Yes.
He was eliminated by KO. Frog Splash, I believe. The guy KO can move.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yes. It's funny how quick he is. Like, he's impressive. I think that's the best word I can use for Kevin Owens. He is impressive in the ring. And can't nobody deny that. Like, how fast that man moves and his his styles and his moves, like his move itself, yeah, Heyman is impressive. I love watching KO in the ring. I don't care if I'm supposed to hate him or not. Like, when he wrestles, I'm watching. Like, it keeps my attention. So, I thought that's one of the reasons why I was so excited about him being in the Fatal 4-Way. I was like, yeah, can we, it's going to, I personally was like, this is going to spice it up a little bit. And it is exactly what I thought it was going to do. But him, Roman, and Rollins being left as the triple threat, as I want to call it, was greatness. I thought it was the perfect combination of who should have been left in the ring in the first place. I mean, Cass was great with it, as it was a Fatal 4-Way as it started, but I knew Cass wasn't going to win. I think everybody kind of knew that was a given. Like, he wasn't going to win. Him being the first eliminated made perfect sense. I thought they were going to do something like retarded, and, well, not necessarily retarded since they've been kind of burying him anyway, but I thought they were going to, like, do something really off the wall and kind of just eliminate Reigns first, but but instead it did Cass, and I was like, well, of course that makes sense, because
yeah. But throughout the course of the match, we saw a oldie but goodie. Triple H showed up.
Oh, Keith, do you not know I screamed when that happened? Like,
we hadn't seen Triple H since WrestleMania.
No, man, no. I was excited. Why? I was too excited. I was like, oh, shit. I was excited. And then my internet stopped, and I couldn't tweet it, and I was mad. Like, I was so pissed.
Yeah, so Triple H got involved. He took out Roman, which was expected.
Of course.
And then he did the unthinkable, Keith.
Please. I want you to say it, because I don't think I can, because my words are going to kind of break up just trying to, because I couldn't believe it myself, so, why, Keith? Like, just tell me that. Can we talk about that? Like,
here's the thing. I think
why?
Next week we'll get the answers, but Seth Rollins got screwed, and Kevin Owens is your new champ. People were very happy. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it." Mind you, he won it by cheating. But still,
right.
They didn't care. They said, "You deserve it." So I think he might deserve it, Keith.
No, Keith, no one cares about that. They don't care how he did it. The fact of the matter is he has the belt. And everybody's like, yeah, Kevin, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I was excited too. But still, like, yeah, that don't matter. That doesn't matter. Like, I was just kind of like, no, we don't care about that. Because it's Kevin Owens. So they're just kind of like, oh, well, this is awesome, Which is another thing I think Point was chanted too. Like, he is the new champ. And I'm excited for him. I'm not even, to tell the truth, Keith, I wasn't even mad. I wasn't mad at all. I think we were supposed to be angry at this moment, but I wasn't. Like, I personally was excited. I was like, yes, Rollins was screwed, and Kevin is the champion. Like, Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion, and I am thoroughly feeling this right now because...
Yeah, your Kevin Steen from ROH is your new champ.
Yes.
And soak it up, man. Soak it up.
Yeah.
Very talented dude, very deserving. And, I can't say nothing else about it.
Drink it.
And
yeah.
They are going in a different direction. They are not afraid to try something new. They are not afraid to try. Look, hey, the last champion was Finn Balor. So they're not afraid to try to be different.
No, not at all. And I'm happy for that.
For the model that they created, of course. For the model that they created. But I'm just saying, they're not afraid anymore.
No, not at all. I'm going to need next Monday to come so I can know what's going on, man. Like,
Because apparently Stephanie and Mick had no idea. They didn't know he was going to do this.
Oh, no. Did you see how mad Mick was? Stephanie looked like, what the fuck? Like, she was thoroughly, like, confused as to what happened. Like, she was just kind of looking like, so... what? Like, what the hell did you do? And then, I thought I have to honestly say one moment that I thought was classic was Triple H came through the crowd to interfere. He left through the crowd to end the show. Like, I thought that was awesome. Didn't walk up the ramp, wasn't fancy, none of that. Like, he walked right back the way he came. That, to me, that was awesome. That was classic. And I felt all of that in that moment.
Like he just came down the street against the Newports and decided he was going to get involved in the match.
Right. That's pretty much that's pretty much what it felt like. Like he was just kind of like, like, you know what? Let me win this title for Kevin Owens real quick and then I'm going to bounce. Like that was pretty much it.
I mean, it's a funny thing. Man, I was tired of Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Well, I can honestly say I'm not tired of Seth Rollins. Not just yet. But
you not one of those men's rights activists on Twitter. They deserve the world. You know what I mean?
No.
But yeah, Owens is our champ. I'm excited to see what Rollins does because he was pissed after the match. He didn't believe Stephanie. He got double crossed. I think he goes babyface, and we get a match against Triple H, which would be incredible.
Oh, that would be awesome. Ain't no question about that. So I think this is his face turn too, because he was absolutely livid. But I don't know. I hope that it is. What I don't hope they do, this is why I say I'm tired. I'm not tired of Seth, but this is where I do get tired of Seth. Like, I do hope that they do not have him do all of that and then come back next week and still be a heel, Like, why? It was wasted if you do that. Like, there was no point, So I don't want that to happen. I have to honestly say. Like, I don't. Like, I need for him to come back next week as a face. Like, he just needs, because he needs a fresh start. He does. Like, he does. Because that stuff gets old. And it's been old. Like, that's what I'm tired of. I am tired of that. Like, I'm not tired of him, but I am tired of that. Like, it's been old, it's done, it's over with. Like, just let it die, Just kind of let it die. So, Triple H can be a heel all he wants to. That I don't have a problem with that, actually. But Seth is a different story. Like, it's time, man. It's time. So... But we have to wait till next week for Raw to see what happens, which I'm not too mad at.
And with that, this will be our opportunity for our first break. We will be back on the other end. We got news, notes, birthdays, and SmackDown, and some Cruiserweight Classic action. So with that being said, we will be back, and we'll see you on the other side.
I don't fear snakes. I don't fear monsters. I fear no man because I am fear. And when I think about the legend of Randy Orton, I don't think of him as being some kind of mythological serpent. I think of him being just a man. A man that believes that he has venom running through his veins, and that excites me. But that's what I like about you, man. Now, what Brock Lesnar did to you at SummerSlam, I found to be very, very interesting. He exploited all of your flaws. You went into that fight, Randy, as a man that had no fear. As a man that thought he was untouchable. But you came out of that fight, Randy, as a man that was damaged. And hi, my name is Bray Wyatt, Randy, and if you didn't know, that is my game, man. I eradicate the infected. And if you really do have voices inside of your head, Randy, and they're telling you what to do, Randy, then I pray that those voices are telling you to run. Run, Randy, run.
The voices in my head are asking me, who in the hell does this guy think he is? Newsflash, Bray, I've been damaged a long time. It's what gives me most of my charm. So, from one damaged man to another, you have my attention.
You're covered in scars, and you're still not afraid. I admire your courage, Randy, but there's something you don't understand. You are no longer the predator in this situation. You are damaged. You are weak. I am the predator now. And at Backlash, I'm going to cut the serpent's head off, and I'm going to hang it on my mantle just like the trophy that you are, Randy.
You are the predator now. I've played that game with many people over the years, and I'm still standing. You want to talk about my scars? The scars you need to concern yourself with are internal. They're the demons inside. The demons you see when you look deep into my eyes. And maybe that's why I half-ass respect you. Because I know you have your demons too. So, Bray Wyatt wants Randy Orton at Backlash. You got it. But fear, I'm not afraid of you, Bray. I'm not afraid of a man who calls himself a god. And I most certainly ain't afraid of kicking your ass. Right now.
All right, here we are, back on the other side. Kind of funny when y'all listen to the show. Y'all don't know how long of a hiatus we took, but we were busy talking about other things. Probably could have recorded another podcast. We discussed Colin Kaepernick and craziness was going around with that.
Yeah, buddy.
And in case y'all don't know, y'all listen to this podcast. I am 100% behind Colin Kaepernick, so just in case if I want to lose some listeners, there you go.
If you're waiting for me to disagree, yeah, you're going to be waiting. Because I ain't disagreeing. Sorry. I ain't having. This is not one of those shows. Thanks.
That picture with him and that fro throwing the football.
With
a profile pic. So I'm throwing it everywhere. Like, that is the coldest picture I have seen in a long time. That is like blackness on 100. But, let's get to some wrestling, Keish. Birthdays. Our wonderful birthday segment.
Birthday!
We go backwards and go forward. If you were 2 days ago, September 1st, you shared a birthday with Rock Rock, former ECW superstar. The late great Bam Bam Bigelow, you would have celebrated a birthday. Hall of Famer Mad Dog Vachon. Sim Snooker, son of Jimmy Fly Snooker, also known as the Deuce, one half of Deuce and Domino. Doug Williams, a legendary European British wrestler, was one part of the British invasion. And one Solomon Crowe, all shared birthdays on September 1st. September 1st is also my brother Marcus Holt's birthday, one of the members of the Hope Foundation. So
Yay!
Shout out to Marcus. Happy birthday.
We love you.
This show is dropping September 3rd, which our younger sister Jessica will be celebrating a birthday also. So shout out to you, Jessica. Enjoy. And just in case y'all didn't know, September is a busy month in our family.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of birthdays. And, it goes through uncles, aunts, whoever. But I like to take credit for this generation because at the end of September 28th, and I started this September shit.
Yes, Keith, we are fully aware.
Yeah.
We are fully aware. Everybody knows.
Dad started the September shit. But I still, I had to do my part. I showed up.
Well, they made a miscalculation because I am the only one that wasn't born in September. So, there. Just going to throw that out there. Your sister didn't have a problem with throwing it out there, so I'm going to throw it out there. But then again, I threw it out there in March. So, it is what it is. I'm not bitter. I'm good. I'm a lone wolf. That's what you want to call it.
There was a Canadian bodybuilder named Maria Columbus that you may know as Miss Cleavage.
What?
Yes. No, I want to know because she pops up on the September 3rd birthday, and apparently she was in the WWE for a brief period. She passed away in 2004. Wow. Okay. Let's see. She was a manager and mother for a wrestler known as Beaver Cleavage, a parody of TV show Leaving the Beaver. Following termination.
Oh! I remember her. Oh man, she passed away. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but she was Chaz. She played Chaz's mom.
Yeah.
Played as his girlfriend. Yeah, she died at age 35. But yeah, her birthday is September 3rd. I had to go. I was like, who is Miss Cleavage?
I had to think about that for a second. I didn't get it. I didn't think about it for a second, but when you said that I remember because I just seen a picture of them not too long ago, actually, and because I remember I don't remember where I seen it at, but I had seen a picture of them not too long ago. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember her. Oh man, that's awful.
Which, coincidentally, the Headbangers came back to SmackDown on.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that one.
But yeah, so September 4th, which would be on Sunday, that would be a day that Karma, a.k.a. Awesome Kong, would be celebrating a birthday. You know she's older than me?
By how much?
No, Daniel 40. No,
what?
She'll be 39 on Sunday. Xavier
man.
Woods will be celebrating a birthday. Xavier Woods will be turning 30. Blake of Blake and Murphy will be turning 29 on Sunday.
Mm.
Then if you want to jump to Monday, there's Huda Cole's birthday. If you want to jump to Tuesday, Braun Strowman will be celebrating a birthday. Big Braun will be 33 on Tuesday.
I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's it for this week's birthdays. And now it's on to the news. My favorite part, the news. Okay, even though this is kind of sad.
The news gets deep, man. It gets deep.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, I'm really sad. This week, Mr. Fuji passed away.
It was awful.
Legendary manager, 82 years old, Mr. Fuji passed away. Fuji had retired to Tennessee when he left the business. 30-year career, right?
Right.
Breaks into the business, 1965. Leaves the business like 95, 96. But in-ring performer, great talent. A lot of people don't know. Multiple-time tag team champion, Keish. Which he knew something about managing good tag teams and tag team champs, but he was a 5-time tag team champion in WWE. He won numerous titles and territories too, but in the WWF or WWF at one point, he won multiple titles. His partner would be the strong man. He'd be the devious, sneaky one.
Right.
Fuji was born in Hawaii. People put him as a Japanese American, which I think is kind of off because when he was born in 1934, Hawaii wasn't a state. That's just some nerd shit that I got for you. So let's just no. So he's a Japanese Hawaiian. I don't know, but he actually is Japanese lineage, but he grew up in Hawaii. But yeah, Hawaii didn't become a state until 1959. So for the first 25 years of his life, he wasn't an American. So let's not do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they built him as a Japanese American. I'm like, yeah, Hawaii really was part of America there. That's a whole nice, weird story about how that came about, too, if you ever want to look that up. Hey, the more you know, Keish, the more you know. Fuji,
I didn't know.
I grew up with Fuji as a manager. And under Fuji, you would get the tutelage. And he was the only person who used the term tutelage. And he could guide you to the top. It was funny because I was listening to Cornette talk about Fuji a few weeks ago. And I didn't know this was popular opinion amongst people in the business, but they thought he got a bad rap as a manager, and they thought he kind of wasn't that great as a manager because he couldn't talk.
That sucks.
And Fuji wasn't talking. I would argue the opposite. I would argue he's one of the greatest managers of his era, and I think him not talking was the best part of his gimmick because it went into the idea of him being devious and sneaky. His wrestlers could talk. Axe and Smash could talk their ass off. Right? They didn't need him for talking. Morocco could talk. What they needed was a guy who could throw that salt in the face when the ref ain't looking.
Right.
What they needed was that guy who could trip you with the cane when the ref wasn't looking. See, that Fuji was always on point. Great timing. And I think being an ex-wrestler was crucial in him always being at the right place at the right time. He was the guy who got Yokozuna to the world title 2 times. He was a maestro behind Demolition, the Powers of Pain, the Oriental Express.
Right.
He had a really good match against the Rockers at WrestleMania 6. Check that out when you get a chance. But, yeah. R.I.P. Mr. Fuji. You will be missed. He was a great guy in the wrestling business. You could always catch him at the Fan Fest and the autograph sessions and stuff like that. He was inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2007. And if you ever get on YouTube, please do yourself a favor and look up Fuji Vice. It is a parody on Miami Vice, starring Fuji and Don Morocco. There's also another parody called Fuji Hospital. Which is a parody on General Hospital. I would check those out. Like I said, the guy was very talented. Kevin Owens deletes his Instagram due to hackers. He doesn't have to delete it, Keish. The hackers getting it, doing too much shit. He had to delete it. I can't deal with it. Multiple news outlets are reporting that Goldberg is coming back.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that to me earlier today, and I was just kind of like,
word on the street is that he's coming back. Now, here's the thing. Somebody brought this up to me. Every old guy who do the video game, he comes back.
Yeah.
When Steve did the video game, he showed back up. When Brock did the video game, he showed back up.
Right.
Goldberg on the video game. So, be prepared. Goldberg will be back in the saddle.
For how long? That's the better question.
I think it'd be a one-off. I think we'll do a build to a big match and one of the big pay-per-views, and then that'll be it, and then we'll blow it off.
Wow.
But yeah, I think that sounds like a logical idea. Vince Russo had bashed Kevin Owens in East Street, and for some sick reason, people pay attention.
Why, man? Like,
he
Vince
thinks that
Russo?
Kevin Owens can't draw money, right?
Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. I think Vince Russo is a low bottom hater. I think Vince Russo says things because he wants attention, and a lot of these dirt sheets and a lot of these wrestling websites give him attention. And I know this sounds kind of productive as I'm talking about this pathetic piece of shit right now, but I will say this. As somebody who hoped to never have his book at the dollar store, because Vince Russo book can't be found at the dollar store.
Yeah.
I took a picture one day. But yeah,
you ain't gonna say.
Yeah. You say something because you know people will listen, and you say something negative because you can't go with the tide, right? Like there's no money in agreeing with everybody. So his idea is, I'm going to go the opposite, and that casual fans won't tune in and da-da-da. Casual fans watch Raw every week. And then to hear the people in the stands cheering, you deserve it, even if you didn't believe in him before, part of you was like, yo, why are people into this guy? Let me check him out. So I think it's only going to be positive for the company. And I just thought Russo was just being.
Right.
But that's going around these days. ESPN reporter Emilio Hassan kind of goes in on Kevin Owens' 8-year-old son.
What?
If you don't know, Kevin Owens is really close with his son. Very, very close. And his son is a huge wrestling fan.
Right.
He loves wrestling. His son cried when he beat up John Cena. He hated that his daddy had to beat up his hero. Kevin shared the belt with his son. His son hadn't seen him win, so he didn't know, but he showed his son, hey, I'm the new world champ. A lot of people loved it. It was a wonderful story. Kevin Owens, they said, what an article said, heel on TV, babyface dad. I can completely agree. I didn't know his 8-year-old son had autism.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Just another layer to this story. Because Elmine is going in like, hey, man, da-da-da, screw this, screw that. Hey, well, good for him. I hope you know it's fake and da-da-da. And it's like, dog, let that kid live.
Right. He's 8. Like, are you serious?
Right. Like, I wouldn't be disparaging 8-year-olds on Twitter. And I mean, probably didn't expect that the IWC likes to clap back.
Of course.
And to be fair, good journalist. He does excellent work at ESPN. He's a very, very intelligent guy. I just think he didn't do the math for this wrestling thing.
No.
When you're on Twitter, sometimes it's just best to stay away. He joined the fray. It got clapped, though.
Yeah. You better watch what you say and who you say it about, because I'm telling you, one wrong, he learned very quickly that one wrong sentence, it will come to you quick. It is what it is, man. Like, and then you talking about an 8-year-old child. Like, it's one thing that I read today that I think is just so true is adults need to leave children alone. Like, don't talk about children. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should just be off limits, period. Like, it's one thing that you can talk about each other, you're adults. Other adults can pretty much handle it. But, like, you're talking about kids here. Like, why are you going in on a child? Like, just stop it. You know? Let the kid live. It's a kid. Like, people like that disgust me. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, are you kidding me? It's a kid, for God's sake. Like, it's not like we're talking about a 30-year-old here. Like, he's 8. Just let him live, you know? I can't. I get so done with folks, like, and their stupidity and their BS. Like, I just be so done.
So, we're on the street. Chavo Guerrero has signed on and been hired as the wrestling coordinator on Netflix Glow. Just a little bit of history. Mondo Guerrero, Chavo's uncle, one of the famed Guerrero brothers. Mondo, Chavo, Hector, Eddie. You know, sons of Gory. Mondo was one of the trainers on the show originally in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chavo has been hired on as a wrestling coordinator. The series is set to air on Netflix. It'll star Mark Maron and Allison Brie. Maron will play a Hollywood director and who's seen better days. Sylvia will play a complicated history with women. And guess what? He's going to take 14 of these ladies into a journey of professional wrestling stardom. And I think Brie will play a struggling actress who tries to become famous as a TV wrestler. Basically, I guess they're going to try to tell the story of Glow, or they're going to run Glow as like a dramatic TV show, where it's a wrestling promotion, but it's also a TV show about a wrestling promotion, right?
That sounds awesome.
If you didn't watch Glow in the 80s, YouTube it. The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling was the stuff. Farmer's Daughter, Big Bad Mama, Mount Fiji. I go to, man, listen to Love Me Some Glow. You know, WWE Diva Ivory got her start in Glow.
Really?
Yes. It was a very, very good show. Over the top characters. And, you know, I dug Glow, and I'd be happy to see what Netflix does with it. Netflix does a lot of good jobs. And if they need a writer, I mean, you know, holler at a player. I'd help her write Glow. I mean, I'm familiar with the source material. I'm a bona fide wrestling journalist. I'm a famed wrestling journalist. I'll use that term again. And, yeah, I can help out.
Right. I hear you, Keith.
In other news, Alberto Del Rio is done with his second run with WWE. He's going to go back to the Indies and go back to Mexico. He has been granted his release. I think he can't work in the United States for 60 days, but I think he can work Mexico and other countries immediately.
I seen that on Twitter, but I thought that it was something old. I didn't know that this was recent.
No,
this is real?
Yeah, this is real. He's done. Word on the street with that is that the WWE wasn't fond of his relationship with Paige, and especially when it went public. Yeah, and coincidentally, both of them are suspended right now.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. So that happened. He didn't get the proper push when he came back. Like, he came back, he beat John Cena, he got the U.S. title, and then they just didn't do nothing with him. Like, you got a guy in a golden position, a guy who just beat the face that ran the place. And the face that ran the place was going to be out for a while. So you could have done big things with this guy, and you didn't.
It don't make sense to me the way they do their talent sometimes. Like, it really doesn't. Because it's like, I don't know. I really question it myself, but I hope he does big things, you know? I do.
Right.
I'm rooting on Alberto. I was rooting on him when he left the first time, so I'm definitely in the league. I'm cheering him on, you know? So I don't see. Hey, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. It is what it is. So I hope for the best for him.
Yeah. With that being said, Keith, let's move on to SmackDown Live.
Okay. So, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this because I need to say this. The beginning you see the recap of Talking Smack, where Miz goes completely berserk and he goes completely off on Daniel Bryan. Okay. So then Shane and Daniel are watching it in the back, and Shane's like, yeah, Daniel, I think you owe him an apology. This is where me and you disagree, Shane. I don't think he owes him an apology. I think that was pretty awesome. I mean, granted, Miz went off on him for it, but he said what he wanted to say, so he meant what he said. Like, let's just be real. He meant what he said, So why haven't apologized for it? I mean, granted, it's a politically correct thing to do, but Daniel made a good point. Shane is at odds with Brock Lesnar. I don't think you're the person to be telling me I need to apologize to him. like that's my personal opinion. That's where I was kind of like, yeah, I see that. I understand it. So I'm glad that didn't happen, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's understandable that it was said from the professional standpoint of their positions, but it's just kind of like, no, Daniel meant what he said, and why should he have to apologize for that? That's just me, So there was that. And, of course, Miz comes out, and he has his segment where he's continuing to go completely off about being a coward and how everybody else is cowards, and, there's nobody that can beat him, and, it's crazy. He talks about the general manager and the commissioner and how they agree with each other, and Miz goes completely berserk. His wife's out there with him, of course, and then Dolph comes down and is like, look, shut up, no one wants to hear this shit. If you're gonna do something, fight me. You wanna prove you're a coward, just fight me. Fight me right now. Forget the match, forget a ref, forget the title. Just fight me right now. And prove to the world and yourself and everybody else that you're not a coward. So, of course, Miz takes his jacket off, acts like he's going to fight, and then he just leaves. But, of course, that is the heel thing to do, I'm going to act like I'm finna throw hands with you. I'm finna walk out. Because I'm too good for this. So, that was that. Miz, Dolph Ziggler segment went awesomely well. Ziggler was tripping. But Miz was tripping. So, Ziggler wasn't tripping. Let me retract that statement. Ziggler wasn't tripping because Ziggler did exactly what he needed to do. But, of course, Miz wasn't having it. He was like, no, I'm not going to fight you. You must be crazy. So, that's how that goes. Should I continue? I think I will. So, SmackDown's tournament of Tag Team Championship tournament continues with the Hype Bros versus the Vaudevillains. I'm not a big fan of the Vaudevillains, but the Hype Bros are kind of awesome. The match was greatness. I definitely thought that they had a good chemistry going between the two teams. The Hype Bros are funny to me with, Zack Ryder being who he is. I think they're kind of hilarious. And it's funny because it's kind of this, aggressiveness that is just kind of weird almost between the two of them, but I don't know. Mojo Riley is just kind of funny. He's like that dude that's just hyped off too much, 5-hour energy drinks and caffeine. It's just funny, but it's greatness. Anyway, so the match was great. I thought it was actually pretty decent. The Hype Bros definitely move on into the tournament, so that's exciting in itself. I still hate the SmackDown title belts, but we're not going to get on that right now because that's just a whole nother story in itself. Keith, did you have anything to add? Okay, so AJ's walking through the back. Of course, we see him, and then there's this exchange between him and Apollo Crews. He comes out. He decides I'm gonna cut a promo right now, but Apollo's like, fuck that shit. You're not gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna have a match. AJ and Apollo Crews looked pretty awesome, actually. It was a great mixed match. It was a great match between the two. I thought Apollo looked kind of strong. Definitely don't discredit him. AJ hit the phenomenal forearm for the win, which is a very funny move to watch when you're looking at it, but it's actually pretty awesome. So kudos to AJ. Huge kudos to Apollo Crews. I'm always going to be a fan, so that's just how that goes. The next segment, of course, went into Renee Young making a visit to Heath Slater's trailer. Now, this was just weird. This was absolutely weird because Heath Slater's trailer, and he introduced his wife, and then Rhino's there, and it's like, are you serious, dude? Like, they go into this whole Rhino sitting there eating crackers with string cheese thing and Vienna sausages, and it's like, are you for real? Like, what the hell is this? They could have at least gotten Rhino something to drink because that was just dry. But nonetheless, they talk about Heath Slater and him not getting drafted in the draft and him fighting for a contract and all that kind of stuff. And then we find out that Rhino has agreed to be a tag team partner in a tag team tournament. So, of course, we're going to see that. We see that later on in the show. But it's a pretty ridiculous segment, to say the least. Bray cuts this extremely awesome promo on Randy Orton. I thought it was pretty great. I thought it was just greatness. But can I ask, like, where did the rocking chair come from? I thought Undertaker destroyed that, like, a couple of years ago. Like, am I mistaken?
Hey,
like, what?
He can afford a new rocking chair. Keith the man make a lot of money.
So we just going to slide another rocking chair in there? Like, I noticed it. I'm pretty sure other people noticed it too, but no one was going to say anything about it. So they just was like, yeah, whatever. And I looked and I seen that rocking chair, and I'm just sitting there like, but wasn't that destroyed? Like, no? Okay. So it's just me being picky about all that kind of stuff. It's just me being real picky about what's being seen and what's not. But I digress. So Randy comes out and he's like, you know what, Bray, you know, I don't care what you say, because of course they talked about the voices in his head, and this is when I went on a slight rant on Twitter, because in my opinion, there's certain moments when we talk about that just sound really ridiculous, you know. But this is one time where it didn't, so it fit the mold for the tone, setting the tone for the match and everything. It's not really necessarily brought up in promos, but it's definitely brought up in matches thanks to JBL and some of his horrific commentary. Like, that's one of the times when I'm like, oh God, JBL, shut up. But but nonetheless, well,
at least he ain't up there with Michael Cole more. He called it a bagel.
Yeah, that's just awful. So, I'm gonna go off into left field real quick before we talk about the Divas match that happened. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me stop calling them that. The women's match that happened. David Otunga is horrible, and I can't deal with him. Like, let's talk about this. He gets on my nerves, and I just really sometimes want him to stop talking. Like, I shouldn't, but I am going to say it. Like, him, you know, it's funny, him and Byron Saxton make me sick. Like, I mean, I can't deal with neither one of them. And personally, I just don't want them as part of my commentary teams. Like, it's like, oh my God, shut up.
Yeah, like I get why Byron's there, because he's the punching bag.
Right.
I really don't see what the three-man deal is with SmackDown at all.
No.
You're not covering that much.
It makes no sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know David was, like, affiliated with the company anymore until they put him on SmackDown. And I was like, okay, but why? Like, it just really didn't register to me why he's out there. Because it just, it's pretty much he's just another part of the commentary team, but he's not necessary, you know? Like, it's not necessary. Especially because he's so annoying. Like, it's like, oh my God, shut up. Like, most of the time, I just don't want him to say anything. Him or Byron. Like, Byron, yeah, you do understand that he is the punch bag. And he always gets, like, the short end of every stick. But it's like, at the same time, it is pretty annoying to have him out there, too. So, I digress on that as well. But, so, we'll continue. Keith.
Yes.
Naomi. And her interests are everything.
Yes, I mean, amazing. She's an amazing talent. And that's not even talking about in-ring work. But...
like, I feel the glow. Just throwing that out there. I feel the glow. Like, she's great now. So, is Nikki a face? I'm guessing, like, this is Nikki... Is Nikki the face?
Yeah. Carmella keep bum rushing her every chance she get. I don't think you need to have her bum rush her all the time.
Right. But, I'm like, what's with that?
Yeah, I mean, they just did a double turn in one day. It was like, yo, we're going to turn Nikki face. I think we need the body on that side.
Right. Like, I understood it when she attacked her. Actually, I didn't understand it when she attacked her the first time, but I got it after a while. And then, like, when she attacked her on Talking Smack, that was just unnecessary. Like, she really didn't need to do that. And then they had her attack on SmackDown this past Tuesday. And it was just, that was also retarded in itself because it was just kind of like, why? You know, why do you keep attacking her? Like, it's one thing to do it one time. But, like, these are just random attacks. Like, she's not in matches. She's not... this is not during wrestling matches where she actually loses something or anything like that. Like, she's just attacking her while she's on commentary, while she's talking, you know, during an interview. Like, what is the problem with Carmella? Like, I didn't understand it. I don't get it, you know, but, like, I put out on Twitter, and I'm going to say this, you know, out of my own words, yeah. Carmella can attack Nikki from behind, but she can't take her on one-on-one. I can tell you that. So, she got a good shot, but trust me to believe, she got some work to do. So, that's personal opinion, but, you know. We've seen a tag team match between Naomi and Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss and Talia. Keith, I'm going to ask you, because it's my personal opinion, like, do you think Alexa Bliss was ready for the main roster?
No. I don't even know if Carmella was ready for the main roster. I think that they had to fill a gap, and I think they're going to do on-the-job training, pretty much.
Yeah, I see. I mean, personally, I don't think Carmella was ready either. Alexa Bliss was, you know, I think Alexa Bliss was a little bit more tuned than Carmella. I don't think Carmella was ready at all, personally. But I think Alexa Bliss was better to work with, you know?
Right.
Because seeing her in NXT, she was awesome. But, I mean, to me, she wasn't necessarily ready for main roster, but she looks a little bit more connected with the other women than Carmella does. Carmella, to me, I think she should have stayed in NXT for a little while longer. Well, actually, a lot longer. So, but, I mean, the match was great. It was awesome in itself. But I noticed, this is something that I had noticed when I was watching the match as well, was I wanted to see, I paid close attention to Alexa Bliss, and I always pay close attention to the quote-unquote newer talent, because I want to see how they fare with everybody else. And that's one of the things that I was paying attention to when I was watching this, was I was paying attention to Alexa Bliss and how she kind of blends in with everyone else. So I definitely, I question it because as I wrote on Twitter that night, I think Alexa Bliss needed a little bit more time in NXT, but Carmella definitely needed more time in NXT. So
yeah, definitely needs some more seasoning. So Heath Slater and Rhino advance in the tag team tournament. They beat the returning Headbangers.
Why bring the Headbangers back if you're gonna have them lose?
Here's the thing: they needed 8 tag teams to fill out this tournament. They only had 7 on the show. They needed somebody to take this job.
The Headbangers, though, like, I don't know. I was just kind of like, what the hell? Like, you couldn't do better than that? Like, I mean, granted,
Bosch and Thrasher still look the same.
Yeah, that's what's the crazy part about it is they don't look no older, younger. Like, it's scary. Because it's been, they said it had been 16 years since the last time they stepped in a WWE ring together. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I was actually kind of shocked, but it wasn't like they didn't move well. Like, they're pretty awesome out there. So, it is what it is, I guess.
Speaking of which, the Hype Bros defeat the Vaudevillians, so they advance. So, I'm going to say your final 4 teams are the Vaudevillians, the Hype Brothers, American Alpha, and the Usos. Very solid final 4.
Yeah.
Very solid final 4. To crown a new champ. So, stay tuned for that. I think that's going to be interesting developments.
Right.
How did you like Baron Corbin in the Dean Ambrose match?
I was impressed by how well they meshed together. But at the same time, was it just me or did Baron Corbin? I wouldn't say Baron Corbin looks slow, but I mean, that's the only way I can really describe it. Baron Corbin to me looks kind of slow in the ring. Like, I mean, not like slow motion slow, but like he moves slower than others. Let's just put it like that. I mean, am I miscalculating something? Like, am I not seeing this right? Maybe I'm not. Who knows? Like, I guess I thought it was a good match, though. I mean, granted, I hated the way it ended, but it was kind of awesome, I don't see them doing anything together in the future, but like, unless like something extraordinary happens and Baron just happens to be in the ring with him again, but like, it wasn't too bad, to say the least.
Yeah. So there's that, and I guess that's it for SmackDown, really, right? Because we just try to gear up for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, but there is something that I need to address.
Floor is yours.
What was this thing with Styles being caught on the rope? What was that? Like,
this spot has been done before. It's not a new spot. Nobody has held it that long and just sat there in the spot, crushing yourself even more. But yeah, he was not happy.
Yeah, very uncomfortable looking, but
Yeah, and a lot of other people weren't happy either. So yeah, you're
right. So I just thought I'd bring that up before we moved on, But yeah, we're done with SmackDown. That was a wrap on that.
All right. With that being said, Cruiserweight Classic, Keish. 2 matches last night. What did you think of both of them?
I thought that Grand Metalik and Cesaro was just, it was funny because I didn't know how that match was going to go. because their mix of styles are a lot different to me. They're not too far off from each other, but at the same time, still, like, I was wondering how that was going to mesh. But it got intense. It got really intense. And I was actually shocked that Grand Metalik actually pulled off the win. It wasn't shocking, like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, but it was just like, wow, that happened, I didn't really have a pick for a winner for this match, and I have been intentionally doing that throughout the tournament because this is one time where I don't want to predict who's going to win. I just want to watch it as it goes. So I didn't have a pick for who was going to win, but I am excited that Grand Metalik actually is moving on. It's pretty awesome. Now, the Brian Kendrick, Kota Ibushi was absolute gold. That match was greatness. The net breaker on the turnbuckle, the flips through the ropes, the power, the suplex, the German suplex into the ring by Koto to Brian, and that match was intense. It was intense, and it was crazy because on the inside, I was really rooting for Kendrick, but I was fighting that because Ibushi is just freaking awesome. So it was like it was a war. It was a war because they both were fighting for something more than just a championship. Like, they were fighting for more than just this title of, winner. Like, it got emotional, man. It got emotional. Brian going after that neck, it was like, I was just floored, but it was in a good way. Ibushi it moves on. And it just got real emotional after that. Like, I felt for Kendrick, I did.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah.
I thought the Cruiserweight class was very entertaining. I thought Ibushi submitted the fact that he is going to be somebody to be reckoned with going forward.
Right.
I give Brian Kendrick all the credit in the world, sticking around, toughing it out. Find his way back into the business. So, yeah. All in all, it was a good week. I was very entertained. And with that, Keish, I don't think I got anything else.
I'm good. I didn't know Ibushi was 34. Like,
yeah,
dude, he doesn't look over 25. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. A lot of old school matches out there with him. But yeah. So we'll be back next week. I think we got a preview coming up. It might be Backlash. It might be Clash of the Champions. I'm not sure.
It's Backlash.
But,
Backlash is the next pay-per-view. So definitely be looking out for that.
So be looking out for our preview show.
That's another thing. One last thing I'm going to bring up. Keith, have you noticed that SmackDown there's Raw pay-per-view is being advertised during SmackDown and vice versa? Like, at first I thought I was confused and was like, so is Clash of the Champions a SmackDown pay-per-view? Or and then I realized that they're just being advertised during the opposite show. And I was like, oh, never mind. That's me being random, but that's all. I swear that's it. That's all I got.
So like I said, with that, we are out. We will catch you on the other side. Peace.
Bye.